Hello, this is MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, February 3rd, 2025. I'm here near the Hosteling International San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf Youth Hostel with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background outside on a February winter day in a little bit overcast weather, but still wonderfully warm for winter. So as we wait to see if people will join this WUAS News and Question and Answer, I'd like to share a little news from with the agenda for today's WUAS News and Question and Answer. So World University and School, in many ways, yesterday, Sunday, February 2nd, had an in-person WUS News and Question and Answer with Shreyash Agrawal and Akhil Sakale and myself, Scott McLeod, in the youth hostel at around 10 a.m. That was great. We talked much about their involvement with SAP and a large multinational company in where they are based in Calgary, Canada, and are working on various kinds of business applications, business software with SAP and ABAP, ABAP, SAP's proprietary software. And we talked further about growing the WUAS educational services stores, particularly in India and in Germany, where SAP has its headquarters. And since Shreyash Agrawal and Akhil Sakale are from India, from Mumbai, India, on the West Coast. This is an exciting and unexpected set of developments for the WUAS Educational Services Stores Academic Press at WUAS, planned in 7,164 known living languages, and the WUAS Corporation, which is a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California that is still in its infancy, in its beginning phases. So I'll get to this further in the WUS Corporation side of today's WUS News and Question and Answer in agenda item C. Stay tuned. First, to the World University and School 501c3 tax-exempt U.S. federal legal entity, our first wing at World University and School News and Question and Answer, which is CC4 licensed, ocw.mit.edu centric, and Wiki 2. So World University and School, agenda item 1. Further about aging reversal genetics and extreme longevity genetics, potentially genetic drug therapies emerging that would be FDA approved, for example. Agenda item 1, can we reverse aging? 7 years ago, Ocampo et al. Showed that partial reprogramming can ameliorate aging hallmarks. But OSKM induction has safety limitations. So how to add this to a hashtag realistic virtual earth for aging reversal? Here's a set of tweets in these regards. And that initial question, can we reverse aging? And 7 years ago, Ocampo et al. Comes from Alex Plesa, who's a Harvard University researcher with a clock going in Reverse, the second hand, on his Twitter feed, who is looking at these questions physically in the lab on the biological side. So a set of Twitter posts from World University and School in these regards. On the digital or virtual side of hashtag physical digital developments, how best to add these specific steps to hashtag realistic virtual earth for aging reversal in a hashtag realistic virtual earth for genetics in one realistic virtual earth, e.g. hashtag G street view with hashtag time slider, hashtag G cell view, hashtag G molecule view, and see Peter Norvig's incredible hashtag Tulify AI WUAS article titled Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, updated March 2nd, 2024. This retweets Alex Places, the Harvard University researcher, I think in the WIS lab, and who's working with George Church. Initial one of 8 tweets regarding reversing aging and his research. Can we reverse aging? So that retweets this. Can we reverse aging? 7 years ago, Ocampo et al. Showed that partial reprogramming can ameliorate aging hallmarks, but OSKM induction has safety limitations, and no new factors have emerged since. And there's a bioRxiv article in which they used screens to find new rejuvenation factors. And that's the first of 8 tweets. Read the other tweets as well with their fascinating graphics and research directions in these regards. And you'll find these also not only in today's blog posts for World University and Schools news and question and answer, worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com for today, Monday, February 3rd, 2025, but also in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com's a blog post from September of 2024, beginning Mountain Goat. Agenda item 2. So this is in a related, with a related focus. Dear European Molecular Biology Laboratory, EMBL-EBI, Alina Mushtaq Stolworthy, Anna Swan, Ewan Burney, EMBL Director, MIT Media Lab, HTGAA, How to Grow Almost Anything, a current synthetic biology class. Faculty lead, David Sun Kong. Harvard and MIT Professor of Genetics, George Church. Peter Norvig, Google AI Director. All greetings. So this is an email I sent after attending a webinar from the European Molecular Biology Laboratory about a new browser developments for genomics called Ensemble Genome Browser 2025. So a set of tweets in these regards for concision. Dear hashtag Alina Mushtaq at EMBLEBI on Twitter. Thanks for hashtag Ensemble Genome Browser 2025 talk on January 29th, 2025. And the recording is there in a YouTube video. How might the time aspect of changing genomes inform a hashtag realistic virtual earth for genomics? And how further to develop this with the MIT hashtag HTGAA, How to Grow Almost Anything course. And see the blog posts, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, beginning Strix Occidentalis from January 2025. Also in the World University and School.blogspot.com blog, also beginning Strix-Occidentalis Carina Northern. This genome browser does so much, and World University and School would like to explore building and perhaps bringing both this browser, Ensemble Genome browser, with the research approaches that will be part of the course, How to Grow Almost Anything synthetic biology course, together, and potentially n-dimensionally, and in so many other ways, possibly with film to 3D applications at various microscopic levels. So agenda item 2A, a further related set of tweets regarding aging reversal and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies in a hashtag realistic virtual Earth. So the set of tweets reads as hashtag aging reversal machine, as hashtag WUAS multimedia hospital room, regarding view hashtag G Street View room, and a video of viewing a smart meeting room in Google Street View, and potentially with hashtag eRapid, a molecular chip or semiconductor out of physical silicon, I think, that a researcher in the WIS Harvard laboratory has developed. Its eRapid is multiplexed electrochemical sensors for fast, accurate, portable diagnostics. And potentially WS multimedia hospital room for all about 200 countries, hospitals, and online. And regarding the hashtag WUAS academic medical centers, so the academic medical centers at World University and School planned in all 200 countries, and in online hashtag WUAS hospitals too, and potentially with George Church, the Harvard and MIT professor of genetics, who is heralding aging reversal, and see his 60 minutes, a 66-second video interview with Scott Pelley. The YouTube video link is also in this set of tweets. So further, and sort of agenda item 2B, in what ways could Byron Hahn, MD, retired research scientist at University of California, San Francisco Medical Center, who has focused on molecular oncology, build an hashtag n-dimensional, hashtag WUAS hospital room in hashtag Canyon 94516, only about 4 miles from where he lives in Moraga, 94556. So, and further, how could Byron Hahn potentially float or fly a flywire connectome, hashtag Drosophila flybrain, in the middle, n-dimensionally, of a hashtag WUAS multimedia room? So this would be potentially for a focus in part on the molecular level of a realistic virtual Earth, and n-dimensionally, and for aging reversal, and potentially working with also this eRapid multiplexed electrochemical sensors for fast, accurate, portable diagnostics, with the information that they might process somehow projected into an n-dimensional WUAS hospital room, such that also we could develop on the virtual side further virtual Drosophila flybrain connectomes, human connectomes, n-dimensionally in the middle of rooms for the expanded access to the molecular level and the cell level in such a n-dimensional WUS hospital room for aging reversal, for extreme longevity as well. And even such that we could develop electronic health records that are newly avatar agent electronic health records. That's a hashtag also on Twitter. So for potentially aging reversal genetics and extreme longevity genetics and in our electronic health records. So check out the introducing the new Ensembl Genome Browser 2025 video. The slides are posted in today's WUS blog post too. And the questions that were asked in this webinar that Alina Mushtaq Stolworthy was the speaker for are also posted as a Google Doc in today's blog post in the WS News and Question and Answer. And see also the Ensembl Genome Browser 2024 video in YouTube for understanding how this genome browser has developed over the past year and where it might be heading, and if World University and School and how World University and School might develop it n-dimensionally. Agenda item 3. Let me just check if people might want to join us. Agenda item 3. So developing World University and School WUAS with AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And regarding the Stanford Enterprise AI Governance open course, which I'm presently participating in. So dear Kristen Savell, Director, Stanford Rock Center, with 2 UC Berkeley degrees, one from the law school, I think, and Peter Norvig, Google AI. This is an email, or from an email I sent upon receiving further information about joining the Ask an Expert live session today for Stanford's Enterprise AI Governance Program, which begins at 11 a.m. in just about 40 minutes online. So in a blog post from Tuesday, January 28th, 2025, beginning Sand on Beach in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, and also so in what ways, these are some questions I asked Kristen Savell and Peter Norvig. Peter Norvig gives the first 3 talks in this Stanford Enterprise AI Governance open course. And I think he will be there present today as the expert, as one of some experts. So further, in what ways could all 10 University of California's, and especially Stanford University's coders, build out the WUAS wiki schools in all 7,164 living languages with AI and ML? So Peter Norvig has a PhD from UC Berkeley and in computer science. And I think Peter Norvig also has a relationship with Wikidata, having worked with Denny Vrandacek, the founder of Wikidata, when Denny was at Google. Wikidata is in about 300 languages. And I'm hoping World University and School might begin to be able to build out all of our wiki schools in all 7,164 known living languages with AI and ML, perhaps with coders from all 10 University of Californias and with Stanford University coders as well. So further in these regards, I asked Kristen Savell and Peter Norvig with regard to a Realistic Virtual Earth, and please see Peter Norvig's incredible Toolify AI WUS article mentioning a realistic virtual Earth. The first mention of this by someone other than WUAS that I know of, revolutionizing education with machine learning and AI, World University in School. How best to develop this realistic virtual Earth, and potentially for speakers of all 7,164 known living languages with AI and machine learning. And as World University in School builds on ocw.mit.edu in 5 languages, and with a hashtag Grow with Google WUAS program, and regarding this incredible article from Peter Norvig. So I shared with them further World University in School's main platforms. There are about 7 of them. worlduniversityinschool.org is one. worlduniversityinschool.org/academicpress.html is another, which is the WS Corporation, very beginning with its, this page has 3 Lego robotics kits available that World University, WS is an official carrier of, and 5 books, not yet translated into any other languages with machine translation. And also another of our main platforms is on a sites.google.com page, the beginning worlduniversityinschool.org world-university-and-school homepage. And incredibly, another sites.google.com website in the Bengali language, in the Bangla language, at Bangladesh World University and School, which Mahdi Hassan in Dhaka, Bangladesh, helped build this past mid-2024. The URL is sites.google.com/view/BD World University and School /home, BD for Bangladesh. And regarding especially another of our IT platforms, also not yet with AI and ML, the WS Miraheza Media Wiki. So wiki.worlduniversityinschool.org/wiki/subjects. Those are our main IT platforms presently, and how to bring them all together to develop them with machine learning and AI, such that students might begin to access them as they're graduating from high school or college, and matriculate even for free WUAS, MIT OpenCourseWare centric World University and School degrees from their country in their language, but first in English. So World University and School has the green light for accreditation with Middle States Commission on Higher Education with offices in the greater Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. How best to proceed? These are questions for the Ask an Expert in this today's session with Peter Norvig, I think. And further in these regards, Kristen and Peter, WUS seeks to hire and employ around 2.5 million people, slightly more than Walmart employs, which is only in 19 countries. And so that leaves about 181 other countries in which World University and School seeks to develop. Our WS Educational Services stores, for example, on the one hand, and our free degrees and research university in a realistic virtual Earth too, on the other hand. And how to do this over the next 50 to 100 years. A board of directors that can focus this. Could this emerge from the Stanford Enterprise AI Governance course? And regarding today's first Ask an Expert session, for example. And further, WUAS has a partnering email from Stanford MindPy Cryptocurrency, Free Money Daily, and is planning to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet from You at World University, a wiki subject page, and seeks to not only end poverty, potentially with UBI experiments or similar, by distributing Stanford MinePi cryptocurrency to potentially the poorest 1 billion people on the planet, but create free people-to-people wiki teaching and learning, as well as online collegial learning communities among speakers of all living 7,164 known living languages. And the WUS Corporation would seek to potentially get reimbursement in Pi cryptocurrency for matriculating students at WUAS from all 200 countries' departments of education, and also potentially with national banks, central banks in all 200 countries, potentially buying Stanford MinePi cryptocurrency from the WUS Corporation as the WUS Corporation seeks to multi-list on the Silicon Valley Long-Term Stock Exchange, as well as possibly stock exchanges in all 200 countries or similar. So thank you, Kristen Savell and Peter Norvig, for your Stanford Enterprise AI Governance email, and see you in some of the live online sessions, potentially on Monday, February 3rd, 2025, with Peter in just about a half hour. Agenda item 4. So, a realistic virtual Earth for university research and for history. These are hashtags. A hashtag realistic virtual Earth, or hashtag university research and hashtag for history. 2, found hashtag Harbin Gatehouse. Picture, I wiki added to hashtag G Street View with hashtag Time Slider here. And I posted it to a Twitter post. And regarding a new social science method and theory, hashtag EthnoWiki Virtual World Graphy, and for hashtag virtual Harbin soaking. You can visit the Harbin Hot Springs virtually in Google Street View here. So agenda item 3A, I think, or 4A. How especially to enter into virtual Harbin through this Harbin Gatehouse picture, in a sense, in the year 2011, I think, and even to visit Harbin Hot Springs and soak in its pools in 2011 in Google Street View with Time Slider or similar, or emerging from there in a realistic virtual Earth for history. That's a hashtag. And especially to do further ethnographic and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics research, such as brain research, here in a hashtag realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs. So agenda item, so further in these regards, agenda item 4B or 3B, how could researchers, ethnographers, historians, social scientists, physicists, chemists, biologists also research potentially in Google Street View with Time Slider as a realistic virtual Earth for history, further anthropological provenance or physics provenance. If physicists took pictures of molecules at the nano level, how could we, and added them to Google Street View in brainstorming Google molecular level, how could we find out that information scholarly in the future from Google Street View with Time Slider as a completely new contribution to university research, a realistic virtual Earth for STEM, for history, for everything. Where in art history regarding anthropological provenance, the provenance of this Harbin Gatehouse picture from 2011, I think, which I added to Google Street View. The provenance of an artwork is the documented history of its ownership from its creation to its current owner. It includes details about the work's creator, history, and appraisal value, for example, and potentially so much more. So there's so much knowledge around, for example, pictures, paintings, and all kinds of other objects that contribute to academic research, or could contribute to academic research in so many disciplines, academic disciplines. And so when exactly was that photo taken that I added to Google Street View? And when did I post it? And even who or which Harbin Hot Springs residents might have been working in the Harbin Gatehouse on the day that I took that photo of this particular photo. And see also in these regards, the blog post, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, Monterey-Cypress-Hespero-Cyperus from January of 2025. Agenda item 5. So I was asking Gemini AI about MIT OCW-centric World University and School in Canyon, California, 94516. And fascinating to see this following in information response from Gemini AI in an artificial intelligence generative conversational response from Gemini Artificial Intelligence to, quote, Scott G.K. McCloud III, World University and School, Canyon 94516. Check this out. Gemini AI is becoming more and more helpful, and it's great that World University and School is finding its way into artificial intelligence responses. And it also, I think, gave the tax-exempt U.S. federal 501c3 information and the GuideStar page for World University and School, where we're an active 501c3 or similar with the Canyon, California 94516 address. Agenda item 6. So how does hashtag Gemini AI, hashtag conversational generative, hashtag artificial intelligence add new data sets? And see Gemini AI's remarkable reply. And how could at World Univ and SCH add data sets to hashtag Gemini, say to hashtag realistic virtual earth for Harbin, at Harbin Book, as hashtag STEM field site WUAS, and hashtag how could university scientists, Univ scientists, add such data sets to Gemini AI in a hashtag realistic virtual earth for STEM. Gemini AI's response is great. The process involves when Gemini AI does somehow pick up or glean the adding of new data sets, and the process involves fine-tuning in its training on vast amounts of data, where only I learned from Gemini AI, some large companies have the capabilities for aggregating the vast amounts of data sets needed for these large language models. Interesting response, interesting that we can add data sets to Gemini AI, for example, and potentially all the other large language models out there, like OpenAI and ChatGPT and Microsoft's and similar. Agenda item 7. So here's about 200 hashtag World University Nursing Schools at the World University Nursing School. And from about 200 World University Medical Schools. How to develop online hashtag WUS nursing degrees with hashtag humanoid robotics in the future, e.g. in the poorest countries, and in the back even of hashtag Toyota ambulance vans and similar, and see the great Guardian from the British Isles newspaper article in these regards about sending an 18-wheeler truck to Ecuador to do mobile surgery in the back of it to poorest parts of Ecuador, where there are probably some nurses conducting some of these operations, surgical operations, in the back of such a mobile surgery truck or mobile surgery van. How to build WS University's nursing school degrees in remotest and poorest countries in particular, but in all 200 countries in these regards, and potentially with humanoid robotics. So in the future, could humanoid robotic nurses be part of the team in such mobile surgery vans? Could they become professors like the humanoid robot professor of MD professor of surgery that World University and School is planning, even with something like Toyota humanoid robots, THR3s in the future. So agenda item 8. The next WS News and Question and Answer is on February 10th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10:30 p.m. I think in most parts of India. Please check your time converter and please come and join. So changing wings for World University and School to the WUAS Corporation now. WUS Corporation, the WUS Corporation is the second of 2 WUS wings. It's a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. And its current, it's planned, it's also the academic press, planned in 7,164 languages with machine learning and translation. And the current beginning webpage for it is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Agenda item A, Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, with which the WS Corporation has a partnering letter. You can possibly begin to get it and mine it daily, every 24 hours with mindpi.com/SGKMAC. Seems to be giving many error messages on my smartphone and preventing me from mining it every 24 hours. And newly. And as the WUAS Corporation seeks to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet in all 200 countries. See the nation states wiki subject page at World University and School, from which major online MIT OCW centric WS universities will emerge in all 200 countries. And to end poverty, with Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, with UBI experiments potentially, among possibly the poorest the poorest billion people on the planet, and from you at World University. So what to do with all these error messages on my smartphone and my inability to mine Pi, and having with World WS having gotten a partnering letter from Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency from a Swaroop Pudel many, many months ago. The error message is that continues to pop up, reads: an error occurred, error connection reset, try again. Who to reach out to? Could there even be some sort of regulation among from the US federal government and potentially in seeking to make this available to most of all 7.9 billion people to end poverty and also for free universal education. And also regarding the other possibly approximately 199 countries and their central banks, how to build in feedback loops so that such errors don't occur and people can begin to get reliably Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency daily as they build out the IT infrastructure for Stanford MindPi, as the Pi network builds this out and joins the open mainnet and the mainnet blockchain, for example. So agenda item B, making robotics kits available in the WUS educational services stores from the beginning WUS educational services stores page, the beginning WUS academic press page, the beginning WUS corporation page, World University and School.academicpress.html. Agenda item BA. So here's the beginning of the robotics wiki school or subject at MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and School, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/robotics, where you can potentially teach or create a new related robotics wiki school and potentially in your language in the future and from your country. Could we develop this further in the Telugu language and in Telugu language areas in India, South India, Southeast India, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Pondicherry, on the sort of southeast coast of India, such that prospective students and everyone could play with hashtag WUS robotics in a realistic virtual earth for Lego robotics, and even get Lego robotics kits in, for example, recently the WS educational services stores in Telugu language areas. There in the past 3 to 5 years in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a Walmart closed along the Allegheny River. And could this be an example of an initial large World University and School educational services stores, physical, digital as well? So this would emerge from the WS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, hospital technologies, groceries, retail, potentially in 5 sizes, and 4 Lego robotics kits as central to playing at World University and School in learning robotics, in learning computer science to some degrees, initially as a starting place, to learning to program. For example, with the Scratch programming drag and drop visual language, which is out of the MIT Media Lab and the Harvard Graduate School of Education, and which works with Lego robotics kits, for example. So agenda item C, dear Shreyash Agrawal and Akhil Sakali and your wives, Sarika, at all at SAP in Calgary, Canada, a large multinational company where Shreyash and Akhil are managers, and Mumika also. Check out their LinkedIn posts, their LinkedIn profiles. Regarding our in-person, real WS News and Question and Answer yesterday, February 2nd, 2025, in the San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf Youth Hostel, and talking about WUS educational services stores and SAP growing these possibly in India in its 22 scheduled languages, and potentially in Germany, especially with its different legal regimes, legal processes for growing stores, retail stores, WUS Educational Services stores, since SAP has its headquarters in Germany, I think, and possibly in Canada as well. How to grow, possibly in partnering or collaboration with SAP, the WUAS Educational Services stores, the Academic Press too, in India and Germany and Canada, and physical digital stores as well. So in a realistic virtual earth in part. So in a related way, the WUS Educational Services stores are planned in 5+ sizes and physical digital in a realistic virtual earth. So large IKEAs, as an example, with about 300,000 square feet. They have 2 levels generally. Walmarts with possibly an average 180,000 square feet, and very small, such as robot vending machines, and maybe small, such as Subway stores, restaurants with Veggie Delight, submarines, sandwiches in North America, and very small stores, possibly robot vending machines at WUS, and in all 200 countries. How best to communicate further about this? Possibly also in Toyota Sienna minivans, and with these as for delivery, and possibly with even Toyota humanoid robots driving these in the future, 10 or 20 years ago, for delivery. So World University and School developing delivery approaches with 2 autonomous systems, Toyota Sienna minivans, brainstorming-wise, and Toyota humanoid robots, brainstorming-wise. And even also in yachts or on ships in some countries, in some maritime countries, countries with large coasts. And could we even develop such physical WUS educational services stores as spaces for physical digital WUAS meetups, and for prospective and actual WUS students also, and even as Quaker meeting houses, yoga halls, and concert spaces. So to come to a close, agenda item D, on the WUS Corporation side, the WUS Educational Services stores, Academic Press side, further, publishing from Google Street View at and in the WUS Press, the academic press at World University and School, with text and in the sidebar. I Google searched on publishing from Google Street View at the WUS Press with text in the sidebar, which is a goal of the WUS Press, and for my second Harbin Hot Springs ethnographic book project, where I seek to create a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs in Google Street View for research, as well as soaking, as well as publishing, to reinvent the book even. I searched on these, and after some variety of different searches, found some beginning references to publishing from Google Street View, WUS Press, text in the sidebar, Harbin Hot Springs ethnographic book project, on scottmcleod.com, my homepage, at worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com, and see also the blog post from October of 2024, the Yellow Eye Rockfish blog post, beginning with yellow eye rockfish, a fish species. See also the blog post from March of 2023 in my blog, scott-mcleod.blogspot.com, beginning Pygmy Fruit-Eating Bat. So next books that I'm seeking to write, and this is a set of tweets with my very first book, Naked Harbin Ethnography book cover picture. I may seek to write and publish from this press as well a new book after my upcoming book, Society, Information Technology, and the Global University at the WUS Press, a second Harbin Hot Springs ethnography book, and see the @HarbinBook Twitter post, Twitter feed, and a third book with the possible title of hashtag The Way of the Gene and Ethics, hashtag Aging Reversal, hashtag Extreme Longevity and Sex, hashtag Scott G.K. McLeod. So check out these related Twitter posts, and thank you. So that's the WS News and question and answer for today, Monday, February 3rd, beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and in many ways emerging from yesterday's actual in-person physical meeting, a serendipitous and synchronistic meeting with Shreyash Agrawal and Akhil Sakale, both from Mumbai, India, originally, now at SAP in Calgary, Canada. And regarding agenda item C and our great conversation yesterday and subsequently at the Hosteling International San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf Youth Hostel. So I'll post today's WS News and question and answer for Monday, February 3rd, 2025 to the main Twitter feeds for World University and School, to the main LinkedIn pages for World University and School, and also to these two blog posts for World University and School, beginning Red Panda, Iluris Fulgens, Monday, February 23rd, 2025, Open MIT OCW Centric Wiki World University and School WS News and question and answer. If you know of prospective students who might be interested in online degrees for World University at World University and School, as we accredit further and emerge from MIT OpenCourseWare centric resources, please let me know at president@worlduniversityandschool.org. Until next week, February 10th, 2025, have a good week. Come into conversation on Twitter or LinkedIn by clicking a reply. Until next time, bye for now. WorldUniversityandSchool.org is our main homepage, very active on Twitter, somewhat on LinkedIn, sharing ideas. Bye for now.